What's good, y'all? It's your boy Hustle Man Ring. We back with another one. First episode of Grind Now, Shine Later. We downtown at Stroy's Barbershop. We about to get a lineup, man, from one of the best barbers in the city, man, FadeMaster Los. Let's go. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
What's good with you, bro?
Maintaining, man. I appreciate you, supporting me coming through for the first episode, man. That's love, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You already know. Gotta show that love, bro.
Definitely. So tell us your name and like what you go by.
Well, my first name is Bryant. Okay. But my last name is Carlos.
Okay.
So what I go by is FadeMaster Los.
Oh,
and that's
I like that. I like that.
Add on from Carlos to put my own little twist on it. And
right.
The FadeMaster comes from, fading up here.
Right. Definitely. So how long you been cutting hair?
2024, about to start my 10th year.
10 years?
Yeah, once 2024 hit, I'll be in here for 10 years.
So
yeah.
you been putting that work.
Yeah, I done put in a little time, bro. A little time.
So where were you born at?
Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, so name all the schools you went to from kindergarten to 12th grade. Like name all the schools if you can remember.
I know I went to like the Head Start program when I was a kid. I can't even remember what school that was. Right, I went to Burton Pack, North Springs, Summit.
Okay.
High school I went to Spring Valley.
Okay.
And then college I did some little time at Benedict.
So you did go to college? For
a little bit, yeah. For sure.
Okay. So you got any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got 4 brothers, 2 sisters.
Okay, so you the oldest or middle? Or?
Oldest of the boys, and I got one older sister that's older than me.
Got you. So how your mom doing?
Oh, she doing good. Yeah, she doing good. Yeah, she doing good, bro.
Mom's in a minute.
Hey, still doing the same old, making sure she keep everybody right.
Right.
She doing good for real.
So I wanted to ask you, coming up, did your moms always support your dreams? Like, was she always a big advocate for you to be the best you? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, most of the stuff, my mom the type lady. She gonna force you to do something that you don't want to do. So I'm signing up for all the programs.
Right.
It don't matter what it is. I mean, if we at church, you sign up for the usher board. You about to be a part of the military drill team.
Right.
We go to school. You got to be part of the band. You got to be a part of the art. It's just so much. She signed me up for so much stuff. And at the time, I mean, even volunteer work.
Right.
Like, we'll go and volunteer in the community just on some. We're gonna go out here and help people.
Just cause.
And I used to be like, Mom, it's Saturday. I don't want to do none of this. Like, let me chill.
Right.
But the reality of it was, now that I'm older, I really seen the purpose of understanding why she was doing it, taking me out of my comfort zone. Right. And I think nowadays that helped me become a better person now, to be able to step and try new things and be able to withstand certain things that most people might just be like, oh man, I ain't doing that. Yeah, exactly. So my mom definitely put me in a great environment early in my age to be able to help me get to where I'm at now.
So it kind of made you more well versed.
Absolutely.
In all kind of different facets of life,
Different facets, different people. It's a lot.
Right.
For sure.
So tell me about Pops, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me about your dad.
Oh, shoot, my dad. Me and my dad, we got a pretty solid relationship. Okay. I was definitely more close to my mom, being with how that situation went.
Right.
But one thing I can say, I always see my dad working.
Right.
He always was a hard worker, and even the times we spend together, it's more so like, hey, son, we got to work. Right. We always got to work. So I think he really put that hard work mentality into me, more so than pretty much anybody I know, because I'm physically seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him go to work and come home. He like, man, I gotta lay it on down.
Right.
So with my pops, he taught me hard work.
Okay. Do you love your dad?
Yeah, I love my dad. I ain't gonna say I'm just like anybody. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Right. So was your dad an active father in your life growing up?
So I come from a household where obviously my mom and my father split.
Of course.
And when my dad had times to be able to spend with me on the weekends and stuff like that, we would definitely spend quality time. I always think like my mom is the do everything by the books parent, and my dad is like, sure, he might have a beer. He might have, whatever. That's just his mentality. He put in work. Sure, he could indulge in whatever he want to indulge in to be able to cool off of work.
Right.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Right. So you feel like your dad gave you that structure, in a sense. Well, your mom gave you structure too.
My mom gave me structure. My dad showed me that a man got to work, and that's one of the biggest lessons.
So like discipline.
For sure, discipline.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So so how many kids you have? You have any kids?
I got one daughter as of right now.
Okay.
As of this recording, I got one daughter for sure.
How old is she?
She's 4.
Oh man, dang, I got a 4-year-old too. So
Yeah, I already
You
know.
already know. So when your daughter was brought into this world, how did that change you as a man? Like within, what did that do to you?
So I remember it's like it was yesterday. I was right there at the hospital, right downtown at Baptist, and I'm there through the whole process. We get there 5 a.m., 6 a.m., something like that. Early in the morning before the sun come up, we got to be there.
Right.
My lady get induced. I see that, you know, I'm just paying attention to all the details, what's going on, everything like that. So we sitting there for 12 hours straight. We ain't eating. She can't eat, so I ain't eating. You only could drink water. I'm gonna just drink water too.
Right.
We're gonna go through this together.
Right.
But it felt like it was muggy that day, but it was about 6 p.m., 6:30, and it was time.
Yeah.
Baby on the way. Bro, I tell you, it felt like a glow was coming through as she was coming out. It brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah, I'm about to ask you that.
And at that moment, it's gonna sound wild, but it made me really think about like, dang, I can't go out here and wild. Yeah. And I don't wanna say it like on some, oh, man, you gotta, like on some death type talk. No, but like on some real talk, like my life means something to me, but it didn't mean more than her life.
Absolutely.
It was more so like, as a father, I'm supposed to make sure I gotta go out here and get it. Absolutely. Now, mind you, my dad put hard work in.
Yeah, of course.
But now my work ethic was like, I gotta go times 2, 3.
I gotta grind.
For her, because I don't want her to go without.
Right.
But it changed me to make me want to go a little harder, to be honest with you. And I felt like I was going hard already, but it just took me to another level. Mentally, just knowing that somebody else is survival depends on me.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's love, bro. I feel that to the core. So you said you went to college.
Yeah, I went about 2 years. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask you how long you went. So tell us that experience and like, what's your honest thoughts on Benedict? You ain't gotta lie. You know what I'm saying?
Benedict, man, you come in there, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking. Man, you come in there, if you look pretty well, take care of yourself.
Right.
As a black man, you're gonna have attention from females. Yeah. And sometimes that attention can distract you from the overall goal of getting your education. But being with how my circumstances were at Benedict, I was seeing other upperclassmen and stuff with nice things.
Right.
Cars, nice clothes, the J's.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you good.
But I'm looking at them like, man, I ain't really got none of that.
Right.
So part of me was like, I could wait on education and go through like everybody else, but I was so ready to get it now. Right. That you know, I let a couple distractions happen, and I said I gotta go ahead and pursue barbering. Because I need some money now. Absolutely. And even my teachers was telling me that trades is a good thing. You know, trades is good. So once I heard that and got the okay from Mom Dukes, Pops was feeling it. At first they was against it, like, nah, stay in school. Yeah. But when I said trade, they was more susceptible to it. So Benedict was a good experience, bro. But if you don't go in there with strictly focused on education, it'd be hard to make it through.
You're gonna get off track.
For sure.
I went to Allen, so I already know.
For sure.
Right across the street. But we're gonna get back to the beginning of barbering. What were some odd jobs that you had before barbering, before you became a barber?
Shoot. To be honest, I would cut grass. We used to, we did all kind of stuff. Wash cars for money. Okay. Door-to-door salesman. I sell DirecTV, door-to-door. Okay. Pizza delivery driver. I remember pizza. Yeah, driving for delivering pizza. What else we did? I did security before. These is like little odd jobs in between to kind of make ends meet. I had actually was doing some producing work. I was running a little studio for music at one point. That's mainly just the main gist of it when I say odd jobs, because I still kind of got current jobs. Yeah. With like videography, you know, as far as my YouTube channel and stuff like that. But those are the main odd jobs.
Yeah, that kept you going.
Yeah.
Have you ever been fired? And if you did it discourage you?
Nah, never been fired.
Okay.
I've always pretty much if I didn't like a situation, I would leave. I never was the type of employee that was gonna be prideful and try to talk back to whoever is in a higher position.
Right.
I just take what they tell me to do and go ahead and do it. But if I felt like they was wrongly treating somebody else, then of course something in my conscience is gonna be like, nah, I can't be a part of something that just doesn't feel right. But I never been fired.
Right. Nah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So what was that first sign? Yo, this barber thing, this for me. Like, this thing working.
That happened while I was at Benedict.
Okay. Tell me about that.
So I had already picked the clippers up when I was at Benedict. I probably picked the clippers up in high school. But I had a little skill and I wasn't utilizing it. So I walk through the dorms and I see somebody with the door open and they cutting hair. Now, mindful, I'm not sitting in your chair in college dorm. I don't know you like that. And you know, it's a lot of stuff that go along with barbering.
Right.
But I would see these guys making like $8, $10, hand over fist.
Enough.
Mind you, I'm a college student. A broke college student at that. You know what I mean?
No.
If the cab closed, it's hard to eat.
Absolutely.
Type college student. So I started to realize, like, yo, you got these clippers and you got the opportunity to go ahead and make money. You gonna make excuses or you gonna do it you gonna go out here and do it. So that was when I first like piqued interest. And then I started doing more research of what the career could actually make.
Right.
Yep, it was happening.
So like through your years, have you ever like cut a patch of somebody's head? Like,
man, my very first like haircut, trying to move fast.
Yeah.
It wasn't no patch, but it was like I had nipped somebody's ear. It wasn't like bleeding like bad. It was a small nip. Like I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, if you going too fast around that ear.
Yeah.
I had nipped, but thank God it was for one of my closest homeboys, and also that it was so small that he ain't even trip over it. But for me, my heart was racing.
Yeah, because you a perfectionist. You want to do the best work.
Right.
Dang, that's crazy. So tell us about your uncle and the opportunity that he gave you after leaving college. What was the transition from college to the barbershop?
The transition from college to the barbershop was I was going to go ahead and go down to a trade school.
Okay.
And I had came and talked to my uncle. I was like, yo, Uncle, I'm about to take barbering serious. Now, this was at a point where I had got past the nip of the ear.
Right.
And started to actually get a little traffic of my own little small clientele. Okay. They might have came to the dorm room. They might have pulled up my mom's house. It was not official shop at this point. And my uncle, he owns a barbershop. So I was like, okay, let me go up here. My mom really recommended me to do it. She said, go up there and talk to your uncle and see what he's talking about. And I went up there and talked to him. I was telling him, yeah, I'm about to plan on going to trade school, And then he was like, nephew, I'm licensed to teach you this. I could teach you this directly.
Right.
And you know, the opportunity felt good. And I'm like I said, bro, college students. So I'm like, well, if you giving me this opportunity, I'm gonna take it and run with it because it's something I feel like I can make money now. Right. So he definitely opened the doors for me for sure.
Right. So how you feel about the Stroy's barbershop environment for you? Like, did it help propel you, or did you have any bumps in the road?
Man. I went from a suburban side of town to being downtown every day. Right. So the environment of Stroy's is a safe environment for sure, but outside of the walls, you got people that's gonna try to finesse, you got people that's gonna run game, panhandlers. It's a lot of stuff that goes on downtown that the regular person coming from a suburban area has no clue about.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I'm like a young cat going into the den of the wolves, you know, to be honest with you. And it's a lot of different stories. I mean, I've been here for 10 years. When I first came in, we had a barber in every chair and we had two hairstylists. And I was the young guy in, everybody else was 35 plus. Right. I'm coming in at 18, 19, you know.
Behind the ears.
Right, and I was just coming in here to soak everything up. And there've been times where I felt like, you know, damn man, they too hard on me. Yeah. Like, I'm the young, I'm just trying to figure it out. Right. But you know, the environment was an inviting environment for sure. Okay. So with you being here 10 years, like, have you, like, how many, like, you done seen a lot of barbers come and go. Like, absolutely. What's the common reason you see most of them leave? The most common. The most common is giving up too fast.
Okay.
not really giving that seed time to grow.
Right.
That's the most common.
Right.
They want it fast, quick.
Right.
And when you building something, it don't go up like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Well, you already said I was gonna ask you how long did it take you to build a strong clientele? But you said you had already built a small little clientele in college.
The clientele that I had versus a real clientele is not the same.
What year was it that is like, oh, this thing booming?
Probably after my 3rd year.
Okay.
Well, I ain't gonna say after, but somewhere between that 3rd year, in between there. The first 2 is, I say use that for learning.
Right.
Don't even worry about the money gonna come.
Yeah.
But the first year, I wasn't seeing that. No crazy clientele. 2nd year.
Right.
But the 3rd year was when I was like, oh, okay, this can be for real.
Right. So for a new up and coming barber just on YouTube, just getting started, what's something that could take their skills up a notch within a 3 to 6 month period? Like what's one thing you would tell them to do that'll take them to
listen to the OGs,
notch?
listen to the guys that's been doing it for 20 years,
Okay.
30 years, that's around you.
Right.
It might not sound like what they telling you, may not make sense to you then.
Right.
But it's benefit behind it because they got years of experience.
Right.
Be an open book. Like listen and allow them to instill what they know into you. That's gonna skip you up a year.
Absolutely.
If it took me 3 years to build up clientele, if you listen to somebody that been doing it 10, 20, 30 years, you might build a clientele up in a year. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make you go faster for sure.
Right. So just being real, bro, and throughout your journey, have you ever been faced with depression? Did you ever like get into a bottom level point with your soul, like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do?
For sure.
And how did you get through it?
I mean, you gotta think this is a people industry.
Right.
And people don't realize that they're dealing, even though I'm a barber, they're still dealing with an individual.
Right.
A human, right?
Right.
And you know, they just want certain things to be perfect. They don't care I've been standing up for 10 hours straight.
Yeah.
They don't care about that.
Right.
They don't care that my back hurt and I'm tired, as long as I do the service. And they could be very like, oh, well, you can't get this hair right here.
Right.
Man, it's standing on your chest now. What are we doing? You know?
Right.
But they don't care. And sometimes you can be putting in that work and nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows but you.
Yeah.
And you go in there, you go into the house and your body hurt and you got to get back up and do it the next day. That can, over time, doing that day after day after day, year after year, can form a sense of depression. Yeah, you got money, but your body hurting. Nobody really understand that you putting in all this time and effort for them.
Right.
And that could make you feel like, man, is this even something that I need to be doing?
Right.
You know? And I think what helped me get through it, to be honest with you, it's probably like prayer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Praying here and there and just trusting in higher power.
Absolutely.
Because I already got in my mindset that I'm designed to work.
Right.
Like I'm not saying it like that, like, oh, I gotta be slaving and nothing like that. I'm not saying it like that,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
as a man, I gotta go out here and make it. And so
Yeah.
nobody gonna really care about what excuse I made. Oh,
real.
my back hurt. Oh, my foot hurting because my wrist hurting.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about those
That's a fact.
excuses. And as a man, I have to accept that.
Right.
Nobody cares. But I got something I can believe in a little higher than myself.
Right.
And what that does for me is make me see a light on the other side of the tunnel. Yeah, it's hard and I'm feeling it right now, but once I plan something out, I typically go ahead and succeed with doing it.
That's a fact.
So that, I think, for the most part, helps me get through it. And also going back to talking through people that done been through it.
Right.
Guys that been in the game 2 times, 3 times longer than I have, and ask them how they got through it, getting some words of wisdom here and there. But just really trusting that, you know, it's gonna sound wild because I don't really talk like that on camera, but knowing that the higher power ain't gonna put me through something more than I can handle.
That's real.
You know, and
real.
I keep that in the back of my head, and that allows me to keep pushing, like every time.
I respect that. Facts. So how important is self-love in today's climate? Like with everything going on, you know.
Right.
Like.
Self-love, very important.
Okay.
You gotta treat yourself. Learn this from some of the guys in here. You gotta treat yourself. You can't be in here just working, where you gotta treat yourself.
Right.
And that could be a nice restaurant. You could just take you by yourself and just go get your feet done. You've been standing up all day.
Right.
I mean, even if it's just being in the house by yourself and just being by yourself,
Right.
you gotta have some type of self-love, and that's where you're gonna really learn who you are as an individual.
Right.
'Cause some people, and I was one of these people, I done been around people so much, I ain't like being alone. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there's a special place with being by yourself.
Right.
You could really understand what's my next move, how I'm feeling today. Like, it's so much that comes from self-love that people don't even pay attention to. They want to screen suck all day or be in their phone, just
Scrolling.
Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. They take that time to sit the phone down and just spend with themselves.
Right. So it's like you get that time to hear that voice.
Right.
That's always talking.
Right.
Dang. Nah, that's real talk, bro. So would you consider yourself a successful barber at this point, 10 years later?
For sure.
Okay.
And it'd be hard to say that to myself though.
Why?
The reason I say that because I ain't where I want to be yet.
Right.
That's one.
Okay.
But from outside of looking in, they be like, oh, he got this, he got that. Man, he's successful.
Right.
But to me, it's like I ain't touched where I'm trying to be
Right.
yet. I know I got more in me.
Absolutely.
But for sure, I would say I'm a successful barber.
Right. So do you think you would be as good as you are, as great as you are, if you didn't invest in your tools?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Why is that?
Investing in general.
Okay.
And just myself. Education, as far as picking up some books, reading them, might listen to podcasts. The tools absolutely going to increase the money, but if I don't know how to utilize these tools, then they're just tools.
Right. Yeah.
So definitely investing in myself overall, and that could be a numerous of things. Going to what they call them, where you go and sit in conferences and stuff like that.
Seminars.
Going to the shows to see other professionals do it, what's new with them and stuff like that. So you got to invest yourself overall.
Right.
And sometimes investing in yourself can literally just be paying $20 for a Planet Fitness membership and going in there and running, because you got to have your body.
Right.
Your health is going to be your wealth.
Right.
So investing goes past just the tools. It go all the way down to the smallest thing.
Right.
And wherever a person at in life, they can invest in themselves right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are you passionate about? What wakes you up with that fire in you?
That's a tough one. I'm passionate about a lot of things.
Okay.
To try to find the number one thing would be tough, but I'm passionate about being able to provide.
Okay.
I'm passionate about just being able to talk. Being able to speak. Like, I'm so passionate about a lot of different things. So it's hard to really pinpoint one thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your daughter, definitely.
For sure.
Keep you.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, for a kid or a teenager watching this, is there good money in barbering?
For sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I meant to ask you too. Like, so how did the pandemic? You remember when the coronavirus hit? How did that affect your business? Like, did it go up, down? Did you have to do a PPP loan? You know what I'm saying?
Let me jump back to the money question for barbering first. Then we're gonna jump into
I got you.
All right, I'll put it like this, and I ain't trying to gloat on myself or nothing like that, but with barbering, I own real estate.
Okay.
Drive a nice car. Car costs a lot of money. When I first started in here, I didn't have a pot to piss in.
Right.
Now I'm owning real estate. Driving a fast car. I got another car.
Right.
Not missing any meals.
Yeah.
Take care of a family.
Right.
These is the real of what this industry did for me.
Right.
Now I know people be like, "Whoa, man, you gotta still get your own hair care. You're gonna make enough to get your own health care."
Yeah.
It's a lot of money that can be made if the person is willing to put in the time.
Okay.
And I just want that to be understood. If they're willing to put in the time, the sky's the limit. Once you get to a certain level of understanding money, you're going to take that money and put it in other stuff that could grow anyway.
Yeah.
So you just really just need a foundation.
Okay.
If a person making 60, 70, 80, 90, matter of fact, a person could make $30,000 a year. And if they got the right tool, the right mindset, they could turn that into something real. So I don't want people to just get stuck on the money aspect, but I do want them to understand that this will cover you and your family if you're willing to put in the time.
You want to put the time in, right?
Yeah,
right.
I just had to go back to. I didn't want to leave that out. Like, you know, I want people to understand. Yeah, it's people because you go on Google, it's gonna say $26,000 a year.
Right.
I done touched though, and I ain't trying to put that on camera, but I done touched times 4, 5, and 1. You know what I'm saying?
You can go there.
They could definitely go there. I could. Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Right. So back to the pandemic. Like, how did that affect your business? And did you do a PPP? Don't lie.
I didn't do the PPP. I didn't do the PPP. I'm gonna be real. Pandemic, bro, I was so booked up during the pandemic to the point where I thought I was about to burn out.
Dang.
So I think I'd be happy that the pandemic came.
Yeah,
I was happy.
Same here with
like, yo, I was getting to a point where I ain't have nothing left.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, man, y'all think we're gonna get 2 weeks off?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like talking like that, like, please, can we get these?
I need some time.
Facts. So when it shut down, bro, I'll be honest with you, I was in a place of almost like about to throw the towel in and just try to go 100% somewhere else.
Okay.
Not saying from the shop, but just be like, I just need a break from this industry.
It was a lot.
In general, yeah.
Okay.
But they took care of us during the pandemic. When the shop closed down, they took care of barbers. For sure. They cut checks for barbers for sure.
Okay, for sure. Of course, you know, tattoos, same
thing. Yeah.
Definitely. I made more money tattooing than, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, you know, going back to today's climate, why is scam culture more celebrated over hard work ethic? Like having a strong work ethic. Why somebody rather scam? You know what I mean?
Man, it's easy. It's the microwave effect.
Okay.
We want stuff quick.
Okay.
We don't want to wait. We want instant gratification.
Right.
And when a person really builds something, they'll really value it different. The old people used to say, if it comes fast, it'll go fast.
Right.
And I kept that in the back of my mind, like, damn, grandma did give me $20 to take old girl on this date.
Right.
As soon as we get to the movies, it's gone.
Yeah.
Now, when I made that $20, you sure you want to eat and go to the movies? Like, we gotta choose one. I'm trying to at least go back with $5, $10 back home. You know, it's a microwave effect. That's really all it is, and you don't get nothing good behind really messing up somebody else's social security, and then they got to deal with it. They might have a family they trying to feed, and you over here running their stuff up.
Yeah.
Like, let's move a little more brighter than that. Just take the time. If you got the mindset, right?
Right.
You got the mindset to come up and learn how to get somebody's private information.
Right.
Bro, you're so talented enough, you probably could open up your own company.
Right.
You know, the same energy.
Right. Tax service.
Facts.
Credit repair.
Literally.
Right. That's a fact, bro. So like, how do you deal with clients that got like a strong odor? You know what I mean? They come in stink a little bit. And I ain't trying to call them stink. I'm just saying, you know, how do you deal with that? Like,
I'm gonna be honest, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I mean, his hygiene ain't affecting me to a certain degree. If it's like bad like that, you know, somebody gonna spray a little disinfectant, spray Lysol.
Right.
I ain't gonna even come. I ain't even gonna tell them I smell it. Like,
right.
To be honest, I ain't gonna assault their character. I don't know what their situation is. They might just got out of jail. They might have been on the street. That ain't my job to sit there and judge their older.
Right.
But I mean, of course, you're gonna have guys smelling like all different type of ways. They guys, they men. This is
right.
They not supposed to come in. Some people been cutting grass all day. Some people been working.
Right.
Like, yeah, this is part of the game. I don't trip on it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they don't even know I might smell it, and I'm never gonna say it.
Right.
Yeah.
You conduct yourself as a professional.
For sure.
Right. So I remember when I was getting a haircut one time, you was telling me about like some community service work you do with the DJJ.
Yeah.
You had like a contract.
Right.
Tell us about that.
I was doing that. I had actually just recently let that go about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But I did that for I said about 8 months.
Okay. So what is it?
So pretty much I go up there and give the youth a haircut. Pretty much those guys that's trying to get out to a certain degree. I will go in there, try to talk to them a little bit while I'm cutting their hair, and that's the most intimate setting that I could pretty much get. It's one thing to talk to you from a distance, but it's one thing to be right here beside you and talk to you one-on-one to let you have feedback. So I have a little conversation with them and see what their plans are, and you know, I asked a couple of them, you thought about barbering? A lot of them, I'll be honest with you, said, nah, man, I'm about to go back to, you know, this and that. Like,
going back to the hood.
Right, pretty much. But I mean, I try to put a little something in their ear. They'll see me pull up and, you know, a scat or whatever, and they damn, I like your car. I'm like,
Right.
you know, this is what I do for a living, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, like this is what barbering can do. And they'd be like, oh, okay. So you thought about it? Nah, man, I'm going to still do it. You know what I'm saying? So it just, you know, it is what it is. But we try to help them for sure.
Right. Just putting them seeds in their minds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It might blossom later.
Absolutely.
But they know you told them. Right. So I know you told us about real estate. What was the journey of getting your first property? Was it hard? Like, did you gotta get your credit right? Or?
Oh yeah. To be honest with you, I wanted to do real estate before barbering.
Okay.
That was why I was trying to go to college to get into business for. I'm gonna say getting the first property was hard.
Okay.
Not because it's hard to get a property. It's hard because I'm a self-employed, self-contractor trying to get a property.
Oh.
It's a little different. I don't have what they call it in the big corporations where they have the people that send your check off to you, the W-2 employees where you got somebody else handling, okay, this is how much you got paid, this is how many hours you got. When you self-employed, you're doing all this stuff yourself.
Right.
And being able to stay diligent with your credit and being able to stack the money to be able to have for the down payment.
Right.
And also, you know, making sure you paying Uncle Sam.
Yeah, he gonna come.
Because that's the main gist of getting a property. You gotta show that you paid the government.
Okay.
They want their piece.
Right.
For 2 years straight.
Okay.
And then you gotta have the credit. And then you gotta have money to put down.
Right.
So you can't go out here and wild out. So the first property for me was definitely a learning experience. Matter of fact, most barbers ain't gonna have their own property because nobody's gonna teach them this information. For sure.
Right. So it's a game, like it's levels.
It's definitely levels to it, for sure.
Okay. So on a good week, how many heads you think you cut a week? There ain't gotta be no exact number, but like a good week.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. It'll be hard to give you a exact number.
Yeah, rough estimate.
Rough estimate. It's changed over years, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
At one point, it was nothing to do 26, 27 haircuts in a day.
Damn.
But it started to burn you out after about a year or two of doing that.
Yeah, I went through that.
So if we said at the peak of when I was really we getting everything. I say the most I done probably did like 36, 37, right?
From morning to night?
Morning, sun, before the sun up.
Okay.
I'm beating the sun, and we're gonna watch it go down, and we're gonna work a couple more hours. Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. That's the most, and let's just say we average. Let's say it. Now I try to keep it around 15.
Yeah.
Between 12 to 16 a day.
Okay.
So that sweet spot is like 14.
Okay.
So let's do the math. 20. Let's just say we average 20 times 5. Let's just say average about 100. You could do 100 in a week easily.
But you don't even see it because you just
constantly get into a rhythm. Yeah.
Damn. Well, that's good, bro. You got that work ethic.
Yeah.
Favorite movie? All time. You can watch it anytime.
I can watch it anytime.
Yeah, like this is like
this gonna sound so wild, but I love The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
I can watch it anytime.
Okay.
Like start to finish.
Yeah.
I know that sound like a wild answer because that ain't no black movie to be real. That you know how that goes. But
that's my
one of my favorites is Wolf of Wall Street, without a doubt.
Okay.
And I gotta it been some other ones that's starting to surface up, but off top, that's the first one I thought of.
You might leave here now and get a little.
Right. You might watch a little clip or two, but yeah.
So, what's your favorite TV show? Go to?
I'm gonna be honest, pretty much anything with I like what 50 Cent doing right now.
Okay.
With the Powers, the Raising Kanan,
Raising Kanan.
all that little series right there. I could watch any of that stuff for sure.
Favorite comedian? And it don't gotta be one, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I like comedians too.
Favorite comedian. First off rip, I'm gonna say Bernie Mac.
Okay.
That hit me first when I first heard the question. But it's some guys I like too. Patrice O'Neal's a funny guy. Yeah, he passed away. Bernie passed away. Rest in peace to those two. Right. Somebody that's actively still out here, D-Ray. I like D-Ray. D-Ray funny. D-Ray funny to me. Those like the main ones that popped in my head. I'm up to date with the current ones too, though.
Definitely. Now I like D-Ray. Favorite meal?
Man, I've been raised up off chicken wings and stuff like that. So It'd probably be in that category.
Okay.
Chicken wings, fries.
Chicken wings, fries.
That'll do it every time for sure.
Okay. I just went to Twin Peaks last night too.
Oh, for real? Yeah, they sell chicken wings and fries for sure.
I said you took me, but I always go back. So, if social media shut down for a year, do you think the world would be a better place?
In which way, like, would it be a better, like
the urgency, the entitlement that came from the instant, you know what I mean, from social media? Like, do you think that would calm down if we just remove these devices for a year?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like where social media now has gotten to this point, if they was to cut social media off, I think the world would go crazy. Corruption.
Right.
Because so many people get their validation. So many people get their sense of love from social media. Even though I'm not like a big advocate of social media, I barely get on. I get on it 2-3 times a day, swipe for 2 minutes, and hop off and go and do something in real life.
Right.
But if they was to shut down social media, bro, when people might start busting windows out, people ain't gonna know how to be they self because they don't have no social skills.
So you feel like it has a hold on our minds.
For sure, it's definitely a drug at this point, a form of addiction. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Dang. Well, I ain't think about it like that. You're right though. What's one quote that always stuck with you? Whether it's from a book, grandma, yourself, like what's something that just stick with you no matter what?
Do unto others as you want them to do to you.
Okay.
That have been one quote that really stuck with me.
Definitely. No, that's wisdom. That's wisdom right there. What in your opinion, what is South Carolina missing? Like, you think it's an identity thing? Like, what is the city missing? I just feel like it's something that ain't clicking. You know what I'm saying?
So we can talk about from like you talking about like the urban side, like the our culture, black culture, or are you saying like?
We're gonna say our culture.
Okay, what we missing from our culture is understanding that we all are one in a sense.
Okay.
If you see somebody walking, ain't nothing to say what's up, man. We ain't gotta be looking at each other and not wanting to talk to each other. I think that's what's missing. We try that real Southern hospitality. Like, real talk. Like, you could not know a person. Hey, what's up, man?
That's real.
You know, as like we was talking about with social media, things kind of change. It's more people like, I'm with my clique. We need to kind of get out of that mindset of I'm just clicked up with this individual. Not saying you should be around every individual. I think what South Carolina is missing is somebody that could just bring the people back together in a more cool way, not more of a kill 'em, shoot 'em type way. Just a good, loving way. Like, I don't care if you like this, I don't care if you like that. We all gonna show up and we gonna have a good time, leave the guns home. That's just once a year we just come and just show love to everybody, get to know who in the city. I think that's what we missing, somebody that can just come and pull people together.
No, that's real, bro. I definitely I agree with that. Is it true that you can manifest things through your words?
Through your words, not only just your words, but it's definitely gonna be with your mind.
Okay.
As well. You gotta visualize. You gotta be able to see it.
Yeah.
You can say 100 things right now, but if you don't believe it, if you can't visualize it, if you can't see it, then what are we doing? You gotta be able to feel it, almost touch it. Bro, I could just say it like this. I told myself I'm gonna buy this. Whatever it was, it could be big or small. I'm gonna buy this. By this time. But until I started to believe it, mentally, I had to believe that I was capable to do this. That's when it really started to manifest more so than just the words. We could say a lot of words, bro. But if you don't believe none of it, then none of it gonna happen. Until you believe it. So yeah.
No, that's real. So what is your dream life? I know you said you're not really where you want to be yet. What's your dream life after barbering?
So barbering never is really going to end for me to a certain degree. I might not be physically cutting, but I'll always be attached to the industry. Life after barbering for me is definitely more ownership and being able to teach the youth to be able to do the same things that I've done. That's from starting off with getting your first pair of clippers to cutting that first haircut, making your first $1,000, making your first $100,000, making your putting your family in position to get a house, you know, crib, all that stuff. So my long-term view of where I should be would be a nice size house. Okay. I ain't saying it got to be the world's biggest. A nice size house where once I get old, I could be like, yeah, I did good.
I did that.
Got a car, truck, maybe one little nice thing I pull out on the weekends. And just consistently able to have money coming in without me having to fully trade that time. That's an ideal view for me in the long term.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
At one point, I was one of those guys that I need 40 cars outside. Nah, I need one car that's nice, a truck that's nice, and then probably something exotic.
Right. I'm good.
I'm gonna drive one at a time.
Yeah, that's real.
A nice crib, big crib, and a few businesses.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
That's all.
Get old.
Right, and get old. Grow with the family. Take trips.
Right.
Yeah.
So, can you leave some positive words for the youth following in your footsteps that's one day gonna be the next FadeMaster Los in their own right?
Some positive words. I don't want to sound so cliche, like never give up and all that, because sometimes you're going to want to give up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
You're going to want to give up, and it's going to be stuff that hits you in life that you weren't planning in your plan, and your process can change. I think the most beneficial thing I can say is believe that you can do it.
Okay.
Through it all, believe that you can do it.
Right.
And definitely trusting in something higher than yourself.
Right.
You know, and I ain't talking about these idol guys out here.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna trust in Jay-Z. No, I'm talking about something on the spiritual realm, something like, you know, whatever that may be, whatever you call it, is trusting something a little bit greater than yourself, and know that you got to believe in yourself.
Right.
One of the guys I look up to, and he's a YouTuber or whatnot. And I ain't say I look up to all the principles he be talking about, but like some of the stuff he says is real, and he said, believe in yourself like you believe in God, right? I said, damn, well, that's it right deep. There. And that's how they need to believe in themselves as the youth. If you say you're going to do something, try your best to do it. Believe that you can do it. And I'm talking about on the positive tip. I don't want them to, you know, Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out and all that stuff. Nah, I'm talking about on the positive tip. If you believe that you can go and become a electrician, a barber, whatever it may be, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever you can do. If you believe that you can do it, you're gonna do it.
You could do it
for sure.
For sure. So before we wrap it up, how can we find you on social media, and how can we book a cut? Because I know somebody gonna be like, man, I gotta get cut.
Yeah. Social media, everything is FadeMaster Los.
Okay.
Except like Snapchat.
Okay.
But even if you type FadeMaster Los in there, it's gonna send you to the right link.
Okay.
Speaking of social media, everything's up.
Right.
But my activity level on it.
Yeah.
If you want a real response fast,
right,
you're gonna have to hit my line.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Right. What about booking? Like
booking, FadeMasterLos.com.
Okay.
Or you can go to the Cut app and type in FadeMaster Los.
The app, right?
Matter of fact, the easiest way to go to Instagram and type in FadeMaster Los.
Okay.
Everything is in that bio. Everything's in the bio.
Just hit the link.
Yeah, just hit the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen, we made it to the end, Los.
Hey, that's real.
Bro, I appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you for sure.
Word, you know what I'm saying? We going to the top. I wish you nothing but success. I genuinely want people to be touched by, you know, your words, and we're going to the next level, bro.
Hey, that's real. I appreciate you for having me, bro. I'm proud of you.
Definitely,
you know what I mean?
Definitely,
for sure.
Bro. I appreciate you, man. Hey, first episode, we out.